Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a bit of a story time video. It's called My Weird Vagina. Basically I've been on a long roller coaster journey. So if you guys want to see what's going on down there, just stay tuned. Okay, there we go. Mate, you should see how ratchet this tripod is. Right. So basically, I guess I'll start like from the beginning, obviously. So a few months ago, I was having a bit of trouble with my vagina. So it was bleeding like pretty regularly. Now personally, I haven't ever been on, well, I've been on the pill like once when I was about 17. And it did not react well with me. I was the most horrible woman in the world, or like teenager, you know. I don't think it really helped that I was a teenager, pumping hormones into my bodies and things like that. I just don't think it's good for teenage people. I mean, you guys can have your own opinion, just personally it didn't work for me. So anyway, I've been noticing like I was going to the gym more and I started to bleed kind of like pretty, I guess it wasn't really heavy. Anyway, so I went to the doctor and I had spoke to him about this, and I know this sounds crazy, but I was like praying it would just be an STI, because then it would like be something that I could just like sort out, and do you know what I mean, like I don't have to think about it anymore. Antibiotics, whatever, out the way. Anyway, so wasn't really sure what was going on, so I had to go on this medication. He reckoned I had BV. For anyone with who is not a girl or doesn't really understand what BV is, it's kind of like thrush, but it's called bacterial vaginosis, bacterial vaginosis, and this can kind of affect, like, it can get itchy. It's not quite a yeast infection. I'm not a doctor, so like don't trust me. Anyway, went on this medication for about maybe it was like 3 weeks. Oh my god, it was horrible. Like, I don't think I had BV because it didn't sort anything out, but I was moody, like completely, like, I had no appetite whatsoever. And the only side effect that was good about this was I got thin, but it wasn't like nice thin where you're like all toned and sexy. I was thin and gross. And from not eating properly and not eating regularly, I was having a bit more issue with like, functioning in day-to-day society, I guess. I was depressed, like, and it didn't bounce straight back from when I stopped taking the pills. I finished the course because you're supposed to finish antibiotics, but it was really difficult for me to get back into the swing of things because I was really depressed, and I was depressed about this, like what was going on down there, because I didn't really know. Anyway, I feel fine now. That's probably a whole other story time that you guys, if you are suffering with depression, you need to get help, and there's steps to do that, but that's a whole other video. Right, anyway, back to what I was saying. So finished the course of antibiotics and nothing has changed really, and at this time I was seeing this guy for a while, and obviously, you know, getting down to it, and he noticed as well that I was bleeding, and he was like, you know, just go to the doctor, sort it out, it can't be anything that big. Anyway, so I went back to the doctor and I said, look, I suffer with really bad acne. It tends to be just like in specific areas, which is actually hormonal, and I didn't know this at the time. So I suffer from really bad acne. I'm actually quite a hairy woman, like one of the hairiest people you'd ever know. I mean, I like keep on top of it, but if I hadn't, like, I am borderline Chewbacca, like, no joke. So so I said that to him and things like that, and he said, wow, it actually sounds like you have polycystic ovaries. I'll take you for a scan, or book you in for a scan, and you know, you can see. Okay, so for you guys who don't know what polycystic ovaries is, it's basically when your hormones as a lady are a bit more imbalanced. So it stops you from producing like an egg, and you don't have very high estrogen, progesterone levels, and your level of insulin can be a bit higher, which means you can't break down food properly, which leads to acne, blah 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 blah. And so when they see it in your ovaries, that these like filaments should be really long, and they could be like really stumpy, or you could have a cyst on your ovaries. It just all really depends on like what kind of what level you're on. So went for the scan with, well, he said it was going to be a ultrasound. So if you've ever watched any movies or anything like that, you understand like pregnant ladies go for ultrasounds and they put that jelly on your tummy and then run kind of like the camera over the top and it'll show you a picture on the screen. So I was like, oh, well, yeah, cool. That sounds great. And then, so I went to this ultrasound. My mum actually took me, but I went in by myself. And I wasn't really sure what to expect at this point. Now, polycystic ovaries runs in my family, so I kind of thought, I might be bad, it could not be. I wasn't thinking it was polycystic ovaries because one of the tendencies seems to be that you stay overweight, and I've actually kind of managed to keep on track of my weight. I mean, I did balloon in the last year of university, but quite a lot of people do because you're eating crap and you're like going out drinking and things like that. So anyway, that's a whole other thing. So went into this scan and it's not a external ultrasound, it's an internal one. Right. Anyone who goes for a wax realises that you need to grow out your fanny hair before you wax it off. And I was like, this thing, like I said, like borderline Chewbacca, like this thing was next level, like... And she was like, right, okay, I just need you to pull your trousers down. And I'm thinking, why? Like, just put some jelly on my tummy and we'll be done. She was like, no, it's an internal one, so we've got to put this inside of you. Oh, like, that's a lot. The poor woman, I thought, oh my gosh, like, I apologised. Like, I'm very sorry that you have to see it in this, I mean, I was horrified because I didn't realise it would be an internal. Anyway. Took the internal scan and she said, oh, okay, so it looks here like you've got polycystic ovaries. Right, so in my head, I'm like, fuck. I know that, like, a side effect of this can mean that you struggle to have children. I've never wanted kids. As soon as somebody said you might have polycystic ovaries and struggle to have kids, I wanted, like, a football team. So that I really did struggle with for a while. But she said, it looks like you have it, but we can't be too sure. So all these, like, I guess that she said they're like hairs in your, or like filaments in your ovaries. They're supposed to be quite long and yours are really short and dinky. So from that point, I got pretty low about the fact that nobody had told me specifically, like, you have polycystic ovaries or you don't have polycystic ovaries. I wasn't really sure. So I was getting low about this because I'm stuck in limbo. And she said, oh, I'll send you for a blood test. Well, it must have been another month until I got given the blood test, and I was all over the place. I'd had the side effects from these other pills and things like that, and I was depressed from that, and I didn't really know where I kind of stood in, like, are you still a woman if you can't have children, if your ovaries aren't working properly? It did get to me. And luckily at the time I was at counselling, so I spoke things through with her, and it made me feel a bit better about the fact it doesn't make you less of a woman if your ovaries aren't working, if you can't produce children or anything like that. It doesn't make you any less of a woman. But I really struggled for quite a while thinking that I wouldn't be able to, I guess, do a function that normal women can do. Anyway, polycystic ovaries does not mean that. It is not a death sentence, like, it's not a life sentence. Well, it is a life sentence. It can't be cured, but it can be controlled. So there's a load of people out there who have polycystic ovaries who are still able to have children and who don't suffer with the side effects heavily, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I went to the doctor and he gave me a blood test and they were like, oh, this is going to be another month. I was, really? Another month? And I'm still in limbo, like, I still don't know the results of... I don't know whether I can have kids, and oh my gosh, it really played with me mentally. Like, it was horrible. It was just really, it did get to me. But, like, I just want to put this out there, like, to help other people understand that the process is a long process, but it's worth going through to the very end to see what they can do for you. Anyway, after that meeting with the doctor and having the blood test and things like that, he came back to me and he said, honestly, it doesn't look like you have it. One of your test results is quite high, but I can't, say that you do or you don't have it. So we're just going to kind of leave you. And I, like, really? He's like, if your periods start messing up again, come back and then we'll talk about it. So I was left, and I don't think that's... I mean, I don't know what else they could have done for me, to be honest, but I was just kind of left in the dark. Anyway, they started messing up still. I was still hitting the gym quite hard, and I don't know whether that did it. Like, I was just noticing, like, a slight difference. Not slight difference, like, I was bleeding. Like, that is a big difference. Do not go a month of bleeding and just expect it to be like, oh yeah, that's fine, because it's not. You need to go get that checked out. So I called the doctor. They put me in for emergency thing, and I spoke to my doctor about it, and he's saying, like, well, you know, we could treat you for it. All you need to do is pump yourself basically with hormones. Oh my god. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do is put myself back on the pill because I was just horrible. I cannot explain how, like, I felt like my soul was sucked out of me. Like, I wasn't the person that I usually am. I was depressed, I was upset, I was really angry, but maybe I was just an angry child. Like, I was an awful teenager to my poor mother, and like, I just didn't want to be that person anymore. Anyway, so he was like, yeah, we'll put you on the pill and we'll put you on Dianet. So this is actually a pill with like twice as much estrogen in as like the regular pill, and it also treats acne as well. So it would hopefully try and like cover up this and everything. Like, that's what it's kind of aiming to do. Sorry, it's hailing outside, so if you hear like a few like taps, it's the hail hitting my window. Yeah, so I've been put on Dianet basically, and it's completely sorted everything out, and I haven't felt low about being on the pill or any of these side effects and things like that. But I wanted to make people aware that, like, if there's something wrong with you, and if you're bleeding out of sync, or if you're having problem with acne and excess hair, weight gain, you do need to get it checked out. It might be polycystic ovaries, but like I said before, it's not like a life sentence. Like, it's not the be all and end all. You can't have children, which I was like depressed for ages because I was like, I'm infertile. Like, it might be harder for me to have children, but like, there's loads of people who have had children who have polycystic ovaries, so you do need to be aware of that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to make this video to be aware of like what the process is that you have to go through to kind of figure this out. So I've been on the pill now for just under 3 weeks, and I've noticed like a world of difference to my skin. Obviously it's not going to do like work miracles like straight away, but it's definitely cleaned up my skin. I'm not actually growing that much excess hair anymore, and I think the problem is that people don't realise, especially when they don't want to go on the pill, like if you're in my situation, because I didn't want to put my body with hormones, but the fact is my body's not producing enough hormones that I need to be a woman. So to substitute them, I mean, there is natural ways of doing it. There's creams and there's pills that you can take and things like that. This was like the I guess, like, to kickstart it, it's the first thing you can do. It's going to be the fastest thing to kind of rectify what's going on with your body. So I guess in that case, like, I was happy that he prescribed that. But yeah, I just wanted to make like all you girls aware that it's not the be all and end all. It's worth speaking to somebody about it and making sure someone comes to the appointments with you, because I felt like I was listening to the doctor but I wasn't really hearing anything he was saying, and I was just like, oh my god. And as soon as she was like, you have it looks like you have polycystic ovaries in the scan, I was just off on one, like, what does this mean, like, in my head, and I wasn't asking all the right questions. So I think the thing is, you need to ask the right questions. Well, thank you all for watching. Sorry you didn't get to see my vagina, but if you did miss that, there's a how to wax your vagina video, or like waxing vagina video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.